Pull up my big boy pants.
Pull up the pants. Pants fit.
Pull up the pants.
All right, so today, oh wait, no one knows who I am yet. My name is Alton Chislom. If you haven't joined my channel before or seen any of my videos, hello, welcome to my channel. I'm here today interviewing Kim Tabay. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Thank you for having me, Alton, on your show. I'm Kim Tabay, artist, art entertainer. Thanks for having me. Let's chat.
Yes. So I focus primarily on events, like all types of events. It doesn't really matter. So I kind of wanted to talk today a little bit more about like what exactly you do in the event space, and after we talk about that, we'll talk about like how the coronavirus is affecting your event or your event space.
Okay. As an artist, I'm very multi-versed. I think you kind of have to be in this day and age. So what I do is create different channels that makes art tangible, whether it is on a canvas, through wearable art, and primarily my main focus is making art tangible through creative entertainment spaces. So I also have, I do a lot of the paint and sip, but I'm more so about now evolving that into a fully curated experience, which does involve another channel that I use and business that I call We Mix It, where I partnered up with an amazing mixologist, and we curate menus for events and experiences. So it's my goal to create spaces in which all of those can live. That's very multi-sensory, multi-dimensional. Spaces like that I feel create such a big force of energy that any type of person has something to take away, whether it's the music we're playing or the drink that they're experiencing, the art that they're creating or the art that they're consuming to take home with them. That becomes significant. So that's where I feel is my highest purpose. Okay. And to teach as well. I love giving people the power to create. I think it's such an important space.
Okay, so in terms of like teaching, you mean like teaching people how to paint?
Yes. So as you can see, we're in front of this beautiful backdrop.
Shooting in your space. This is your paintings.
Yeah. I've been really blessed to create an amazing show with High Vibe TV. And the homie Craig, who is an awesome producer, director as well. So we've created what I call There's an Art to Life, which really then, celebrates my hero, Bob Ross, that very one-on-one instructional, but also hones in on concentrating of that part of giving people a safe place to create, acclimate, to draw intention into something that they create, to take what they think and put an action word behind it, and have these significant things that they create themselves to not only give them the power to make a painting, but maybe it inspires them and empowers them to create maybe a new way of life, or to be creative. Like everybody has the power to do that. But I also know change is hard.
Yes.
And so in the space of painting and using your tools and being patient with yourself, and again, putting that action behind a thought, it allows our bodies, our spirits, and our intentions to really transcend in a fun environment,
So, question. So how many years have you been in like the art entertainment space?
Oh, wow. For a really long time, probably since early 2000. Yeah.
How have things changed over time for you?
How often did
how have things changed over time?
Everything has come full circle. I come from a really old school, like the best time in music.
So the 90s?
Yeah, exactly. And my first venture was straight out of college and I put together hip hop shows. Like I just loved that, you know. But it was also still back then it was multi-sensory. It's like where we invited artists and jewelry people to come and graffiti artists to paint. Well, we invited bands to come and people would just spit on top. You know, we call them soul sessions, and I just love that culture, and that was a culture before, you know, Facebook and you know all that stuff. Like we had to make flyers and pass them out in front of clubs to like, you know. So it's just a different exchange of energy that I've seen going full circle and going fully immersive in, you know, so many lanes of the industry. I see it come back. It's such a need. People want that eye contact, that like this exchange. It's just a different. It's just time. It's time to come back.
That's definitely one of the things I've noticed in this industry, in the events industry in general, is that it's definitely coming back full circle.
Yeah.
I'd say like my generation, like the millennials, like we started doing everything online from our phones. But like the generation coming after us, like Gen Z, like they want to be there in person. They want to experience things.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what like brought me into the event space more, like all the experiential like marketing and like getting people out there and experience it. Like you said, passing out flyers. People don't understand like how effective that is, like actually making that human contact with someone, and like being able to sell them on coming to your event, but not necessarily having to sell them. Like, boom, here, this is going on. Like you can feel my energy. Like here's a flyer. If you're interested, come out.
Yeah, it's a personal space, that immediate exchange, genuine. I think that's what's for sale right now, you know. And I think people like you and I who've gone full circle. I mean, we are that.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like how, but like my biggest purpose now, you know, I always wanted to be an artist. So I did so many types of art just to like find myself and like what is going to speak of me. What's going to say, that's Kim, you know? And I worked so hard to get to that. But then I just figured like all these things that I've created now I'm supposed to give them to other people, right? So the art entertainment space is so that first initial impression of, you know, our generation, and when I thought about art and I wanted art, it was not tangible. It felt like it was for a different type of people, like that museum thing, you know, like it's just like I'm from Santa Ana, you know, like we didn't have that. I didn't grow up with art in school. So I think where we're at with art is creating lanes that people are just feel like it is for them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I have to give multidimensionally, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
No worries. So my next question is, have you seen an effect yet on your business in terms of like how the coronavirus is, you know, this whole pandemic is happening right now? Has it had any effect on you or your business personally?
Personally, I don't pay attention a lot to that. I try not to. I mean, business has slowed down, but I just take that as I'm used to so many ups and downs, and, you know, it just comes with this way of life, you know. I've seen things, but, you know, like, fortunately, I haven't invested into things where I was like banking on that to make my year. That's the one. And I'm sure a lot of these creatives and business owners are feeling this big, like, oh shit, like what am I gonna do? I had planned to ABC at the beginning of the year at all these festivals. But as far as like what I do, you know, what I'm really fortunate having the show here over at High Vibe. Like, if you're sitting at home scared, paint with me. You know what I mean? Like, we got all these series up, paint with me. You know, if you're scared to leave your house, and maybe that's what we need to do right now. You know, instead of sitting in fear, just take this time to be like, maybe, I gotta switch up some energy while I'm a little bit trying to hide in a bubble. You know. So
So, what about if you heard anything in the media, like maybe like South by Southwest? I heard that got canceled. Like that's really huge for
Mm-hmm.
like entertainers and like musicians and artists and like also the business world. Like,
Yeah, I bet it's tough.
yeah,
I bet it's really crazy. But I think everything's trying to slow down a
yeah,
little bit and get back to like those things
yeah,
again, opening up CDs and reading magazines and having actual phone conversations and,
yeah.
instead of being immersed in these big places where I think a lot of it kind of has lost its
Okay.
true connections, and it's more so about like selfies and
Yeah,
look, I'm
I agree.
here.
I agree. That's
So
a
maybe this is like a purge of the culture.
I could see
So
it that way. Cause I know like that's a big reason why I avoid like a lot of the big festivals and stuff. It's like, are you actually there to experience it, or are you there to just take pictures for like Facebook and
yeah,
Instagram? Like, what are you really doing here?
yeah, exactly. So maybe it's that. Now
Yeah,
everybody got their refunds. What you can
yeah,
do with your refund? You
yeah.
know?
Hopefully, put it to some good use.
Yeah, subscribe to High Vibe and watch
Yes.
my show.
So let's see. I have one more question. So, as an Asian woman, and this whole coronavirus scare coming from China, like, how does that affect you?
it's crazy because I don't I don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah,
But as a mom now, I'm becoming a little bit more conscious because I'm seeing things that I try to avoid. But the reality of the situation is, when people are scared, they're ignorant.
it's
And
very
so I
true.
have a lot of conversations with my son who's biracial. So this is already conversations I've had with him before. But what's really funny is that the other day he was kind of caught a cold, but we had already bought tickets to go to the movies.
Yeah,
And I didn't really think about it, but then I was like, okay, but if he starts coughing, maybe we'll get kicked out. And I was like, I'll be pissed if any type of parent said anything, to my
to your
kid. And
kid.
here I'm Asian, so yeah, are we putting a target on our head? But I coached him to cough during loud noises in the movie and suck on a lozenge just the whole entire time. Um, but I mean, I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see how it rolls out.
yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward. I mean, I'm not looking forward to confrontation, but I think that's just what this is really showing us is
Yeah,
that can you remain yourself when everybody is going ape shit, And I mean, it's like watching a perfect storm
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, like I personally haven't like none of my friends have experienced it, but like I've seen it like on the news and I've seen a lot of like and posted in like different groups that I'm in,
Yeah.
and I'm just seeing like these people that are getting harassed because they're Asian and they're coughing or like something. It's like that's just mind blowing to me that people still think that way. We're still
I
stuck
think
in it.
it's to show that it still exists,
Yeah,
live and well. Um, it's a great business. Fear is an amazing, great
yeah,
business, and I think times like this, it proves to those who love to see this shit happen. It proves
yeah,
to them that we're exactly where they want us to
yeah,
be still.
yeah,
you know. But I think for a long time there's had to be these really big shifts in order to bring the best out of people and then also bring the worst out of people.
yeah,
And that's just what we're coming down to in culture. And so as far as my job and my highest purpose is to remind people what quality is through art, through what it is that I do. Yeah.
yeah. So I hope that no one is gonna approach you. You don't have to deal with that.
You'll hear about it.
I know I will. But with that said, I'm gonna wrap it up, and so feel free to let everybody know all of your handles. And,
Yeah, you guys could find me on Instagram at Kim Tabay, KimTabay. You could add my art page, Kim Tabay Art. Also, my website, www.kimtabay.com. And you can find my show on High Vibe TV. It is called There's an Art to Life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sitting down and talking to
Thank
me.
you for having me, man. Always good seeing you.
Good to see you too.
All right.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.